If you just now tuning in, hit the like, hit the subscribe, and hit the bell. GMS fam, the green room. Let's talk about it. Hey, yo, GMS fam, the green room. What's going on, man? Happy Monday. We are back to the regular week, man. I hope everybody's doing good. Hope everybody's in good health. And you know, as always, keeping that green mind state. We hoping that y'all pass that peace, love, and positivity along at all times, man. I want to thank y'all for pulling up expeditiously. Shout out King Lukey, Chef Lufus, Jan Wynn is in the building. Everybody is in the building. What's going on, man? If you are here, tap into the live chat. Let me know where you are tuning in from. Shout out your city. And we gonna get to it, man. First and foremost, before I get to any topic, I gotta say that this weekend was one for the books, man. I got to see the legends live, man. Something I ain't seen yet. And I know they've come to Minnesota plenty of times, man, but I've never got a chance to catch them. I'm so glad I got a chance to do so, man. Shout out to my bro, True. He was like, yo, guess what? What? I'm bringing you to the Nas and Wu-Tang De La Soul, nigga, next week. I'm like, what? Nigga, what you mean? You just bringing a nigga to? He's like, and we getting we 6 rows back, man. We on the floor and we only 6 seats back. I'm like, God damn. So we ended up heading to the Target Center Saturday night to go catch De La Soul, Wu-Tang, and Nas. And when I tell you that those guys still know how to put on a concert and still know how to rap their ass off without no backtracks, I'm talking about using no vocals but their own. Still rapping at high levels, man. I'm telling y'all right now, if you can catch them in your city while they're still on tour, man, I suggest you get a ticket and go check out the NY State of Mind tour. It was very dope. Go see our legends, man. Go see why people are still packing out arenas for our legends. The people that other motherfuckers try to write off and call them old and call them all this type of shit. See why they're still selling out arenas and the new guys can't seem to stick to a date. Why these guys continue to cancel tour dates all across America in these arenas, yet the OGs continue to sell it out all across the country. Go see why, man. I promise you, you won't be disappointed. Now, we got to get to what's going on, man. I gotta talk about this. Drake released his highly anticipated album For All the Dogs, and it has been receiving a lot of criticism lately because Drake being somebody who is the top dog, I mean, number one in our genre right now, number one in hip hop, rap, whatever you want to call our genre, all these subgenres, he's the number one guy. He's it. He's the standard so far for what the top artist in our genre is. So when you drop a album, respectfully, people are gonna judge it how they judge it. Now, me personally, I don't think that it's fair to judge an album off the first listen, first day. It's cool to be like, yeah, I like these songs so far. I think people should sit with the album and give it time. I mean, that goes with any album. I'm not just saying that because, first of all, if anybody knows me and knows and been paying attention to this channel, I'm not a big Drake fan, but I'm also not a hater. And I say that I like songs from Drake. I'm not a person that, stays up all night and waits for the Drake drop. I'm not the guy that, is paying attention to his moves and all that stuff like that. But when certain things happen, you hear about it inevitably because he's the top guy. Just like in country, the top person that they gonna talk about is Taylor Swift. You know what I'm saying? In top whatever genre, they gonna talk about the person that's the top person. So, difference between that just being talked about in the criticism is that people are starting to see a shift. They're starting to feel like Drake is starting to lose that it of who he is. That I don't know how to say it. It's not him losing his. You can never lose his superstar. I mean, he's gonna be a superstar forever. It's Drake. But as far as being on top and being that guy, when you start feeling like you're losing it, and when you start feeling like you're not living up to the standards that everybody is expected of you, then certain things start to hit you differently when the criticism comes. Now, after Drake dropped this album, I started hearing a lot of the same things, but it wasn't from the regular haters that just hate on Drake to hate. This is coming from the people that love Drake, the people that can't wait to listen to the album, the people that stayed up and was like, oh, Drake is supposed to drop at midnight, and he said, no, 6 a.m. Well, guess what? I'm going to stay up till 6 a.m. and listen to this for all the dogs. Had all the people all over talking about how ready they were for all the dogs, had dogs in the living rooms, got Kai Cenat, got academics, got everybody anticipating this album, helping push and promote the album. Then it comes, and there's a subtle disappointment. And when I say subtle, it means there was still some good songs on the album, but for the most part, this wasn't the album that people were expecting. Now, I can give my own breakdown of the album, but like I said, I'm not gonna be the person. I've tried to do that before on this channel. It just doesn't work. I realize that me doing like album reviews, it's gotta be like 2 weeks after the album comes out, because I like to listen to the album. I like to be in certain settings. I like to be driving. I like to be, smoking, doing something. And I like to consume my music in a different way. I'm not a fucking robot, and I'm not one of these little kids from this generation that, his attention span is so short that he's not going to sit and actually pay attention and try to, give a honest critique of it. Now, Joe Budden was one of those people. Now, when Charlamagne made his criticism of the single that Drake dropped with SZA, that got, Drake's attention and Drake to respond to him in a certain way because, of course, him and Charlamagne have their own little tit for tat or whatever. And then, they sent the bottles and everything was cool. But now it's back to all Charlamagne playing around. But then Joe Budden was like, all right, let's go through this. And he went through it on his podcast. And one thing people took away from what he said was how Drake technically should act his age. And I have to agree with Joe Budden. At a certain age, you start to make certain music. And for people that kind of combat that, I need you to understand that there are plenty of examples when it comes from rappers who age and still talk about dope shit, but at the age that they're at. There's people like Jay. There's people like Nas. There's people like I even give it to Jim Jones. I even give Jim Jones his propers, because even when he talks about certain street shit, he still talks about investments. He still talks about doing legal hustles and shit in his raps. He talks about how you can build on, so like there's certain ways you can do it. I mean, he gonna stick to the streets, but at the same time he's trying to maneuver certain aspects into his music in there. He's kind of aging with his music, no matter if he's still talking some of the street shit. Now, Drake is somebody who isn't from the streets, but he's built this street persona later on in his career, grabbed his mob ties and all these other shits and hanging on to this street life that's happening in Canada somewhere. And now we have like a fluctuation of emotions when it comes to Drake. We're either going to get the soft side or the let's rapidy rap, let's get the lyrical shit, or you going to get the Drake that's talking about going and seeing niggas and sending their fingers in boxes in the mail to their mamas. And it's like you don't know what you're going to get. But one thing we know is that when Drake releases an album, it's a pretty cohesive album regardless of what the subject matter is. So you can go from a Take Care to a Nevermind or whatever the other shit was, the little up-tempo shit was. All the shit is cohesive. All the shit goes together. This album didn't seem that way. But like I said, let me sit with the album for a little bit longer. But Joe Budden has some very strong words when it came to that. Now, here's a clip that I'm about to play for you that Joe, that was released by a bunch of people on the internet and went viral, of Joe talking about the album. And I'm going to tell you how Drake responded after that.
This might be my last rap album review. 98% of y'all sound uninspired. Y'all do sound low effort. There's no new, exciting, creative energy on the way. All of y'all sound like y'all trying to sound like someone else. Artists that you like a lot. None of y'all seem to be trying to innovate. I miss the Drake that when he dropped, the rappers hit him. Not these little fucking kids. I don't give a fuck about you and Kai Cenat. That's gonna sound like hate.
It is.
It's not hate.
It's not hate. It is. It's not hate.
Go find some niggas your fucking age. Hang out with them. Get some of that sauce. Where is the verse that Yachty said is arguably one of the best verses Drake has ever written? It's nowhere on this project.
No.
His top 10,
He don't
20,
even
30,
have the best
40,
verse on his project.
top 50 verses are not on this project. And that's where I recognize I have to let go of Drake. I have to let go. The Drake that I loved was the best hook creator, maker, loner outer of in the world. What is the last memorable hook you've heard from Drake? I haven't heard a dominant hook from Drake in a long time.
What up, Jeff? Jeff said, name 3 Joe Budden hits. Name your 3 favorite Joe Budden albums. Name your 3 Joe Budden lines. Case closed. Okay, that's that. I mean, here's the thing with that, though. When we speak on the aspect of music, that's another thing. I'm gonna explain that in a minute. I'm gonna let this clip finish. I'm gonna read Drake's reply. Don't let me forget. I'm gonna explain why certain people like Joe Budden tend to push away from music, because him and I have a similar outlook, even though he was on a way bigger scale, different scale. Seeing it for what it is different than somebody playing the game of the industry. You know what I'm saying? I don't think Joe Budden is the type of guy who wants to play the games with the industry. You know what I'm saying? Which is crazy how the music industry has ended up now, and it's like it just is going downhill in a different way. But I'll explain that in a minute.
That's a good point.
So now you couple that with he don't rap the way that he stays scheming. Take Care. This is like Yachty rapping. This is like he rapping for the children. And that's yo, dog, I had to look up how old this nigga was when I finished listening to the album. You are 36. Your birthday is in 20 days. I Googled that too. You will be 37 years old. Get the fuck away from some of these younger niggas and stop fucking these 25-year-olds. I want to hear adult Drake rapping for adult people.
No, you're not gonna hear that.
That's my issue with him today.
You're not gonna hear that.
He rapping for the kids, the streams,
the Instagram comments, the algorithm. I'm rapping for this.
No, he ain't really rapping. He ain't trying to rap for me.
No, he's not.
And I accept that.
I don't know.
I accept that. Listen, he has given me
enough.
I certainly don't want to sound like I'm sitting here complaining. If he don't make another song, I am well fed. Pause. This might be my.
Hey, we will do that definitely. We gonna message each other about that, Jeff. We gonna make that shit happen again for sure. Now, Drake, this is a clip that was posted on the internet on different platforms. One of them being Academics page, where Drake actually saw the clip of what Joe had to say, and Drake entered the comments, and he did not hold back. Now, Drake responded to Joe Budden and said, "You have failed at music. You left it behind to do what you are doing in this clip because this is what actually pays your bills. For any artist watching this, just remember you are watching a failure give their opinion on his idea of a recipe for success. A quitter give their opinion on how to achieve longevity. You switch careers because the things that pop into your brain had you broke living check to check, and the raps you write have 450 men showing up to your shows in dusty Aniche jeans to screw up their face to Mood Music 29 and pretend you are the GOAT. Please, to any artist that's doing what they feel is right, don't let these opinions affect your mindset after the fact. This guy is the poster child of frustration and surrendering. You retired and we never hung up your jersey. We don't even remember your number. We know you for doing this. You withdrew from rap not because you accomplished all you need to. It's because it wasn't working for you. I never want anybody in the generations to think that the whole everybody's entitled to their opinion is a real thing. This is a man projecting his own self-hate and the fact I did and continue to do everything he wanted to do for himself. If you need it, put in simpler terms, I own a 767. He owns a modest house in the 973 and flies first class on special occasions. Let's see. To which Joe Budden replied, "You'll grow up sooner or later. Father Time is undefeated." Now, there's the thing about Drake responding to these people, because it must have struck a chord with him to write these paragraphs. If none of what Joe said was valid or what Joe said was true or struck a chord, I mean, he wouldn't waste his time to make these comments or to even dive deep into all of this into Joe's career. Now, I will say this. As much of an ether as you want to look at this as, especially, Drake fans who are like, ooh, he got him. I don't think Joe failed in music at all. I think Joe saw the music industry for what it was and saw the trajectory of where the music industry was going and decided that he was going to jump off the ship before it hit that iceberg inevitably. Now, I know it's hard. I mean, it's super difficult for people to understand that the music industry is dying, especially for this sector, this genre called hip-hop rap. But just because you see all these guys with all these jewelries, with all these cars, all this money, and all this extra shit does not mean that they are getting it from music. Drake did not become a billionaire off of music. Diddy did not become as wealthy as he is now off of music. Jay-Z did not become a billionaire because of music. All of these things are starting points, and all these things are things to help you get to certain points to make that. I wish music could be the end all be all and could be the space where people are making billions of dollars, which they should be. But that's not the case. It is going to be a rare thing for any musical artist, a rapper, an R&B singer, whatever, to reach a comfortable financial level in life doing music. And it changes every single week. Honestly, TikTok is the worst thing that ever happened to music. And I know some people are like, well, it helped break certain artists and it helped make certain people popular and it did this and that. Nah, man. You got to understand, TikTok is supporting the what do you call it? The short-term memory loss. They're supporting that. The attention spans are horrible. Let me give you an example. When you go on TikTok, you can't find a regular song. You want to know why? Because they speed them all up. They edited them all to make them all faster because there's like this hyper generation of kids that want to do this all the time and shit and do all that fast and crazy shit, and they don't consume music the same way. So that can be uninspiring to people. It was uninspiring to me. I know that much. And the way that I hear Joe talk about the industry, I'm sure it was uninspiring to him to see that music was headed in a certain direction. Now, that doesn't mean that I encourage people to not make music. I mean, I will hope that it can get back to a genuine point where people can actually appreciate music and appreciate the artist and appreciate what they do with it instead of overanalyzing and trying to critique things so quickly. But the music industry is so oversaturated with artists that, I mean, it's going to be hard to just sit back and listen to something and try to consume it and try to give it a fair critique, because by the time you get done with that album, somebody else just released some shit. It's a whole nother conversation for another day. But Drake also has some words in a post for Joe Budden's manager / co-host Parks, who is on the Joe Budden podcast. He posted up Parks and said, "Sorry, one more thing. Imagine listening to Mark Zuckerberg tell the next generation about good verses and turnt beats." To which Parks replied with simply a picture of Drake's credits on his album Scorpion, where it shows Parks was studio personnel that day alongside Noah Shabib, aka 40, Noel, Harley, Greg, and Ronald, with the most incredible last name, Munu. Ronald Munu. What a name. But also, very slick comeback. I appreciate those type of comebacks. He's like, how can you take advice from this guy, from the Mark Zuckerberg of the Joe Budden podcast, turn around, he was on Drake's album. Very great. Which is also how I know that Drake is in his feelings and not really thinking, because I would have thought about that, unless Drake doesn't know about everybody who's involved with his project. Shit, that'd be quite alarming if we found out that you don't know everybody that's involved with your project. I'm just saying. But now, Drake hasn't stopped there. Drake posted this picture of Joe's knee resting upon one of his top hat cases, with the caption saying, "I thank God for this life and not having to come to rushed conclusions on Best Buy podcast mics." This is showing you that Drake was very, very touched negatively by the comments Joe Budden made. But I feel like it was unfair for Joe to take this criticism the way that he is by Drake, because I don't think Joe was wrong about what he was saying. I really don't. I think artists have a chance to elevate themselves when they expand their content matter, when they talk about other things. Now, and another reason why it was unfair is because Joe wasn't just sitting there shitting on the album. As a matter of fact, what Joe said was very light compared to what he could have done. Matter of fact, his co-host Ice was going harder on the album than Joe was, 10 times harder. He said he didn't like the album. Joe at least was playing songs he liked and told us why he liked them. See, if you're an artist at this caliber, somebody of Drake's stature, he should understand that the criticism is going to come. First and foremost, though, when you hear criticism, you should be able to take it objectively, from either your peers or the respective media outlets, not the clickbait outlets and not the people that's just trying to do this shit for the views. But I would think that the opinion of Joe Budden on the Joe Budden podcast will be something to take in objectively and be like, well, he feels that way about my album, I don't feel that way, we're going to move forward. Also understanding how the industry works. Like, of course, Joe was putting a little bit of oomph on it because he's podcasting or whatever. But the majority of his opinion about the album was good. So I didn't understand the type of angle. Like, it's gotta be something. It's got to be something else. Something else has to be eating at Drake right now to the point where he has to feel like he has to defend himself in this way. people have their critiques. And what's crazy is academics said the same thing about Joe, or same thing about Drake that Joe did. But Drake didn't go at academics. And I feel like one of the reasons he probably didn't was because he didn't feel like it was important enough for him to react to that. Maybe he thought academics was sad because he didn't call him the night he dropped the album, but called Carson that. Maybe he was like, oh, he's just mad and he's just getting his feelings off. But either way, there has to be some validity to what Joe is saying. Drake has to almost feel a little bit of what Joe is saying himself for him to react that way. Maybe he's in denial about this album. There were songs on there that I skipped. Drake doesn't usually have a multiple skippable album. I skipped multiple songs, man. And that's just what it is. Maybe he is trying to pander too much to the younger audience. Maybe that's not the recipe anymore for certain people. Maybe let that be the recipe for the younger artist that's coming out. Drake is the biggest artist out here right now. He doesn't have to appeal to anybody. When you're somebody who sets the tone or sets the trends or whatever the case may be, you are somebody who can do what you feel. That's why a lot of artists revere somebody like a Travis or like a Kendrick or like a Cole or like a Tyler, because they do what they feel and they put their work out to the audience as not as I hope you like this, but here's what I did, here's what I like, here's where I am today in life, here's my thought process, boom. And take it how you want, just like they did with the Kendrick album. Like, it's crazy. Kendrick got a lot of hate for that recent album he put out. A lot of it. I seen it. Not one time did Kendrick come out and reply to anybody's negative outlook on his shit. That one time did he go on the internet to post, oh man, you know, they hating on the album, but it's all good. At least I ain't got to get up in the morning and clock in at work. That man went on a sold out tour and called it a day. I forgot how much money he made on that tour too, by the way. But it was I think it was in like the 30 something millions or something like that, 30-40 million dollars in that entire tour. Yeah, I mean, the Big Steppers was a real flop, wasn't it? It's certain people that understand who they are and what they bring to the table and don't have to even give certain things energy. Drake is on a sold out tour right now. Matter of fact, I think it's over, but still, he was on a sold out tour. And even now, his album that he just dropped, with all the criticism behind it, even with some of the big names who love Drake who had harsh criticism about the album, it still sold almost 500,000 copies the first week. So what is there really to complain about? Now, one person who had liked to step out of pocket, I don't know why, I mean, what this guy's problem is, but Birdman decided that he was going to start responding to people who had something to say, because it's not just Drake that's responding. I mean, his team is responding to stuff. His dad just responded to Joe Budden. I mean, his dad said some wild shit. Let me see what his dad said. Hold on, man. Give me a second. I want to read verbatim his dad's comment, because it's like, dog, your son can fight his own battles. I know you want to step in and be like, yeah, no, don't talk with your big overgrown mustache, and you want to let people know, don't talk about my son that way, or I'll take my mustache and boomerang it at you and kill you and take it back and attach it back to my face. You play the saxophone at your funeral. And let's see, hold on. All right. Drake's daddy, the real Dennis, he said, it's fucking shame that a young artist can't do his own thing and enjoy his glory without an old hater motherfucker trying to bust his bubble because he has nothing going on, and to mention or put a limit on what age anyone should be dealing with, which is none of his goddamn business as long as they're of legal age. I am sick of these old fucking haters fucking with my son. If you don't like what he does, keep it moving, motherfucker. He's not bothering you. Every time he added a motherfucker, that's how I read it. Motherfucker. There's no other way to read it. A nigga with a mustache like that, you got to read his motherfuckers like, motherfucker. He said, hold up. I like how he added in and to put an age limit. You putting a limit on age? What age anyone should be with somebody? You talking about as long as they are the legal age now. Now his dad, cause his dad be running with them young hoes. His dad's like, nah, you ain't finna shame my son for being with 25-year-olds. I'll be with 25 years old at the tender age of 6 to 7. I'll be with 25-year-old bitches. Don't you shame my son. Over there looking like the black ass Luigi. Now, Birdman also for some reason decided he wanted to hop in certain comments. Now, at first, I don't know if you remember, but some weeks, probably maybe a couple months ago, Birdman joined in on Druski's live, and this happened.
I got a few bitches that steppers, right? I ain't even got to call no niggas. Got bitches, but you won't come outside or come inside, nigga.
Nah, bro, on God though, bro. On a serious note, because I was working with
that shit, nigga. It's like you starting to step on my toes. You little young niggas got the game fucked up, nigga. I am that nigga. I'm watching this shit you doing, nigga. What the fuck is this record label you starting? How the fuck you doing this shit without the mother?
But I'm saying, Birdman, nigga, this Birdman, nigga. So look, nigga, I was scared to call, cause nigga, I don't be knowing if you gonna pick up. But nigga, I've been wanting to work with you, Drake, Young Boy, Wayne.
But you fucking with niggas that fuck with me though. You fucking with niggas that fucking with me.
But nigga, I'm still trying to get Wayne. But nigga, I'm trying to tell you, I didn't know you was fucking with though. I didn't know you was fucking with Young Boy. I didn't know you was fucking with Drake at the time. But when I was fucking with them, nigga, I don't know. I feel like I didn't do no money business with them. So I didn't feel wrong about what I was doing. When I reached out, I
put some respect on my name, bro. Playing, five.
Now, of course, people saw that and was like, damn, we couldn't tell if Birdman was playing or not playing. Now, clearly he was, joking around with Druski in that live. But Druski posted a video recently of him sitting there listening to a song that sounded like one of Drake's songs off of Drake's new album and trying to compare the two. Clearly, of course, it was a joke and it was him joking around. But Birdman entered the chat and said this: bro, you still playing with a real gangster, SMFH. Drake commented on the post and said, "Stun about to have you come up missing on Gladys." Now, cool, still playing the part like, ooh, I'm coming for you, blah, blah, blah. That's funny. But he clearly is having a problem with people talking about Drake because he started going to different places and somehow found his way to Clubhouse, which is just degrading in itself. I mean, Birdman is one of those people that, even though I would wish he would stop playing this role as somebody that will get shit done in the streets and just be somebody that's totally on the right side of everything legal going on, especially you being the head of a whole label and being in the music industry. It's crazy how he plays this role, and it's crazy how he puts himself in these predicaments where he's talking about certain people that have a criticism of somebody's music on a music level. Now, he went on Clubhouse and responded to what Joe Budden had to say and some other people. Listen to this.
Man, Champagne Poppy, the real deal. Any nigga playing with Champagne Poppy could suck my dick. Y'all some pussy ass niggas. Stop playing with Champagne Poppy.
They be saying I be tripping, bro.
He popping that shit.
Hey, Dreamo. So how do you feel about people
who's really not feeling Drake's latest album. A lot of people saying that this is the start of Drake falling off, maybe. Like Joe Budden criticizing him too.
Joe Budden ain't got a hit since Carter had Love Pills.
Say, bro, tell Joe Budden calm down, bro. I don't have no ill feelings with Joe Budden. I personally always respected Joe Budden. I don't have nothing ill about Joe Budden. But he can't play with the GOAT. You can't play with the GOAT. No. I have nothing but respect for Joe. But he can't play with the GOAT. And if you playing with the GOAT, then you want a problem. If you want a problem, we'll give you a problem. On God, we'll give you one. But if you want one, we'll give you one. But besides that, we don't want to give you a problem. But if you want a problem, we'll give you a problem with the GOAT.
I don't understand a lot of these guys' obsession with wanting to try to get a Rico at the tender age of 60. Like, does he not understand that the police, that their favorite place now, it's not even Twitter no more. It's Clubhouse. All the gang members pull up to Clubhouse thanks to Wack. Wack said you know what I think Wack did? Hear me out. I think Wack 100 decided to have a meeting with Los Angeles police. And he said, I need you to reach out to all the different police precincts around the cities around America and let them know we are about to run the biggest sting in American history. I am Wack 100. I claim Pyru. I got enough respect out here to where I can get all these people in one spot. Y'all ain't got to do shit. I'ma just hold a space. I'ma work my ass off, hold this space for a bunch of people to come on here and incriminate themselves. I ain't got to do shit but that, and y'all take care of the rest. Now we have droves of gang members pulling up to Clubhouse to incriminate themselves, to talk all this wild shit. Even some of the top artists out here doing this dumb shit. 21 Savage just a few months ago was caught up on Clubhouse talking about some dumb shit, knowing damn well he didn't have to be in there. Now Wack got Birdman on here talking about all this weirdo shit. Talking about if niggas want problems. For what? Why are we even talking about that off of an album review? Birdman, you are supposedly a businessman. What are you doing? I hope this isn't just to feed the persona. Because that's wild to be doing at the tender age of 76. You can't be out here trying to feed a persona, man. You are part of the biggest hip-hop conglomerate to come out in a long time. Cash Money is one of the most incredible labels to ever come out of hip-hop alongside of all the other Southern labels that came out. I wish that a lot of these guys would respect themselves more than they do. I wish they would see themselves in the right way. Not just as, oh, yeah, I'm the business guy, but I'm also out here in these streets. No, man, be a mogul. Be the motherfucker that you know can hold their own without having to resort to the dumb shit that's going to lead you away from everything that you built over the years. I'll be damned if I've been in this game for 25 years plus and lose it all because I want to try to feed the public a bullshit persona about myself. It don't make no sense. Listen to him.
Because we respectable men. We honorable men. We not dishonorable men. But if you play, then we gonna play. It's how it go. But I respect Joe, and if he want a problem, we'll give it to him. Wack, you can handle him on the West Coast. I handle him down bottom, and we'll handle him wherever we go. Every five. It ain't that complicated.
It's gonna be what it's gonna be.
Real talk, right?
What did he say? Y'all pull New Orleans 9 up. Stop kicking niggas. Them niggas is from Thunder Backyard. They got a voice.
He can't change his PTR, bro.
It don't even matter if I put him up, let him come up.
Hey, I got a
See, Birdman talking this shit because he's in there with other people that he feels like he has to impress. Like, oh, I'm Birdman. I'm in the room with a bunch of people that know I'm Birdman and they know I'm about my business, so I'm going to sit up here and talk that shit. Birdman, please, at the tender age of 83, why are you trying to prove something to niggas on Clubhouse? It don't make no sense to me. It never has. And now after years of Gilly speaking on different things, especially his experience with Cash Money with Lil Wayne and Birdman and shit, Birdman finally responded to Gilly. Now listen to what he said.
I ain't never made $1 off Gilly. Not $1. I never put a record out with Gilly. I thought there was Fly. He had something with the little crew, and you hear me? But I ain't never made $1 off Gilly when he be running around with all that capping. Like, nigga, I ain't never made no money off you, nigga. Stop all that cap ass talking, nigga. You not like that. But I ain't never made no money off him at all. I ain't never put a record out off him and made no money. And he for sure ain't never wrote one rhyme for Moolah.
For the record. For the motherfucking record.
There it is. There it
100
is.
side exclusive.
Exclusive 100 side.
Now, I'm going to tell y'all where it really went bad. Stunner pull up to Philly. He wanted to go get them motherfucking throwback jerseys and shit. They go to the mall. Stunner in the town. He in your city. He with you. My man walk in. What's my man name with the voice?
Siegel.
What's my man?
Siegel.
Benny Siegel walk in, lock his hands on Gilly's shoulder, and take one, and Stunner them looking for a reaction, and didn't get one. Stunner didn't say nothing. He went to his tour bus and saw niggas wasn't like that, and he continued his journey in life.
Hey, my reason for my fallout with Gilly was we was in Philly.
Here we go, Wag. Here we go. Class.
Let it go.
I ain't got no ill feelings with Blood. I ain't got no ill feelings with him. I ain't tripping off him or nothing. I ain't got no ill feelings with him. But niggas be putting all these false, fake shit out. You hear me? I ain't got no ill feelings with him. We was in Philly at a store, and we was shopping. And Beanie come in the store, grabbed him, walked him outside, and he had a blicky on him.
The blicky?
We all got blickies on us.
The blicky?
I got 100 niggas with me.
Uh-oh.
But the nigga brought him outside. And the nigga whoop whoop, and he ain't do nothing. I lost all respect for him, and then I stopped fucking with him.
100 side exclusive.
So what it sounds like to me is that Benny Siegel had a problem with Gilly or something like that, and they ended up squabbing or something. I don't know what happened. It's the story. I hate when hood niggas go on the internet and incriminate themselves, and then when they start talking about some other shit, they try to act like they trying to be vague about it. Nah, man, you already telling, you already snitching, you already giving out information, volunteering shit. You might as well tell the goddamn story, motherfucker. Like, I hate that shit. This is the same thing Keefy D was doing in those interviews. Motherfuckers say, yeah, motherfucker, he leaned over the nigga and shot Pac. He shot Pac out the back of the window. Oh, so he shot Pac out the back of the window. What kind of gun did he use? I'm going to leave that to the streets. Oh, nigga. Stop it. You already told. You might as well get the details. Tell us where the shell casings fell and what you did with them, motherfucker. You might as well. Niggas be crazy with the shit. Motherfucker give you time and dates. Yeah, we was in the car. We seen Pac drive around. We seen him hanging out the window talking to the hoes. And my nigga pulled the U-turn and we pulled up on him. Thought we seen a gun and started shooting. Oh, you thought he seen a gun and started shooting. Well, what kind of gun did you think you saw Pac use? Hey, man, that's for the streets, man. I got to keep it street. Shut the fuck up. You already get it over with. Keefy D fucked himself out here in these streets, and a lot of these dudes be doing the same exact shit, trying to keep up with some type of weird-ass persona that don't serve them. Speaking of that situation, 50 Cent posted this today. It is amazing. I mean, 50 does not let up on nobody. First, he was talking about the Diddy parties on stage, and now he has taken to his social media accounts to say, damn, so Pac got limed by Brother Love. LOL, time to lawyer up. shit might get sticky. Now here we are. So apparently, I think Keefe D is preparing to tell it all and give his statements and most likely incriminate Diddy, which is going to be a turn for the worse for the hip hop mogul himself. I don't know how it's going to play out because they're going to need concrete evidence. They can't just take Keefe D's word for it. There has to be some type of proof behind what he's saying. But we'll see. Depending on the type of statement he gives or what he's going to say regarding Diddy, we going to see. Now, as you all know, or may know, we are dealing with some issue. Well, not we. We are definitely not dealing with these issues. But across the seas, there is heightened tension right now between Israeli and Palestinian individuals, man. The death toll is rising in the thousands. It's just nothing but war going on right now. And to be honest, I've never been the one to try to pretend like I know what's going on. You're never going to hear me say pray for Israel. You're never going to hear me say free Palestine unless I know what's going on. So until I find out what's going on for myself, I'm not going to be the one on the internet doing shit just because it looks cool or just because somebody I'm a fan of is doing it. Because a lot of people out here saying this and that, but don't actually know what's going on over there. Y'all are only fed what our people over here is telling y'all or whatever you can see on the internet. Living it and being over there and experiencing what's going on is a different story. That's why I don't like when other countries try to come over here and talk about the black experience or try to label black people a certain thing or try to take the word for what our government or what the news is spreading about black people over here and give them an idea of what they perceive black people to be out here. I don't like that shit. So I'm not going to contribute to it myself. But there's an interview apparently of somebody who is talking about everything that's going on. So since I like to learn and since I like for y'all to learn with me, we're going to hear this for a bit before we get up out of here because I'm not holding y'all long, but we're going to hear this for a little bit. I want y'all to pay attention to what's being said.
According to reporting by Al Jazeera, the leader of Hamas has said the group is on the verge of a great victory after its incursion into Israeli territory. Political leader Ismail Haniyeh has blamed the violence squarely on Israel's occupation of Palestinian land. For another Palestinian viewpoint, I wanted to bring in Dr. Mustafa Barghouti. He is a former information minister for the Palestinian government, which is in control of parts of the West Bank, but does not control Gaza. Welcome, Minister. I again want to just make sure that viewers understand that the Palestinian Authority has been an opponent of Hamas, so you are not in any way affiliated with Hamas. You represent the Palestinian Authority, which has control over parts of the West Bank. All that said, what is your reaction to what you have seen so far?
Well, first of all, I am not part of the Palestinian Authority. As a matter of fact, I represent a democratic Palestinian movement called Palestinian National Initiative, which is non-Fatah and non-Hamas. And of course, I am not affiliated with Hamas. But I think this situation that has evolved is a direct result of the continuation of the longest occupation in modern history. Israeli occupation of Palestinian land since 1967. This is 56 years of occupation that has transformed into a system of apartheid, a much worse apartheid than what prevailed in South Africa. Yes, maybe Hamas did not recognize Israel, but the PLO did, and the Palestinian Authority did. What did they get? Nothing. Since 2014, the Israeli governments would not even meet with Palestinians. And what you see today is a reaction to several things. First of all, settlers' terrorist attacks on Palestinians in the West Bank that has evicted already 20 communities in an act of ethnic cleansing. 248 Palestinians who were killed by the Israeli army and settlers in the West Bank, including 40 children. Attacks on the holy sites, the Muslim and Christian holy sites by Israeli extremists, as well as declaration of Netanyahu that he will liquidate the Palestinian rights and the Palestinian cause by normalization with Arab countries. And he dared even to go to the United Nations and carried in the United Nations a map of Israel, which included the whole of the West Bank, all of Gaza, all of Jerusalem, as well as the Golan Heights. He declared the annexation of the occupied territories. So, of course, Palestinians turn to resistance because they see that this is the only way for them to get their rights. The question here is not about dehumanizing Palestinians as is happening and calling them terrorists. It's about asking the question, why the United States supports Ukraine in fighting what they call occupation, while here they are supporting the occupier who continues to occupy us.
Damn. First and foremost, I need y'all to understand that that is what has been the narrative for a very long time. So there was supposed for just to give you a gist, the Holy Land was supposed to be split 50-50 with these people. Israeli, Palestinian people were supposed to share this land. What happened was the Palestinians were getting moved in on, and there was more land being taken away, and then it started turning into something worse. All this other shit started happening. Big war between each other. It's just been a big war between the two for years. There's never been no real peace out there between the two. Now you have the Palestinians fighting back and trying to, I guess, get back what is owed to them. And now you have people over here saying, oh, that's fucked up. They shouldn't be doing this. They shouldn't be doing that. Listen, man, we run by a different formula out here in America. In those other places, they willing to die for what they believe in for real. And they willing to kill, they willing to die, they willing to take, they willing to kidnap, they willing to do what they can to fight back. And if the only way they see fit is to do to them what was done to them, how can we sit and judge that? I personally would want peace between both, but we will never get that. I could say that for a whole other group of people, but we can't even get that here in America. We're supposed to be the United States of America. We are not united. But for some reason, every other country out here that got problems between each other, America want to try to go over and try to fix that shit. They don't care about fixing the shit over here. They would rather go overseas somewhere and dump billions of dollars into other countries to try to help their situations, but can't figure out how to come to agreements here when it comes to their own people. We talk about reparations as if that shit is hard to do. People can send out billions and billions of dollars to a whole different country, but reparations for their own people, their own citizens in this country is too much of a conversation. It's too much paperwork. That's the craziest part too right there when it comes to reparations. I know I'm like juggling around topics, but when you really think about the fact that they won't do that, it's all in the matter of the fact that they don't like black people. It's just the simple fact that it's like, ew, black people, who gives a shit? That's really what it's rooted in. Because that money is inevitably going to come back into the United States of America because they're going to spend majority of their money on shit to go back into society in some way, shape, or form. They ain't got to donate to no charities. They ain't got to, it's just going to go back to the retail stores. It's going to go back into the streets. It's going to go, it doesn't matter. It's just simply off the fact that they just don't give a damn. That's like the simplest way to put it. They want to try to give you all the other shit, like so much so that they have other black people arguing with each other. What is it going to do? What is it going to help? Why are we giving money? We don't need money. We need land. It's like, bro, why are we even arguing? Just give us the money. There's nothing to argue about. Give the money, nigga. Who gives a fuck what people do with it? It's theirs. But I digress a little bit. I want y'all to really see this, and I don't want to be banned. So I want y'all to get a chance to go watch this. As you see right here, man, it's an interview from CNN. This guy, Mustafa Barghouti, is here talking with them, and he's going to explain pretty much everything that's going on. So if you want to know, and if you are somebody like me who isn't too hip on what's happening over there between, the two parties, you go ahead and watch that and up your knowledge a little bit. Now, last but not least, before we get out of here, I don't know if y'all noticed, but there has been this wild uptick of pictures from AI that have to do with Steve Harvey. I don't know what the fuck is going on. I don't know why this is happening. I don't know why whoever did this decided to do it, but these have been killing me for 2 days straight. First of all, AI is so good that it can make this type of image just off rip. Type in Steve Harvey drinking a glass of cognac crying. And this is what you get. Perfect mustache as well. I mean, perfect thickness to the mustache. Look at this. Perfect. Look at this, man. Who made these? I mean, even down to the teeth. Even down to the teeth. How do you do this? How does this make sense? What is AI? I mean, what? Look at this. Who made this blasphemy? What is going on here? Will somebody explain? Hold on, man. Y'all think that's it. Y'all think that's it. Y'all think that motherfuckers. No, man, that's not it. That's not it. There is more. Look at this. Who did this to Steve? Who did this to Steve, man? He said, Marjorie! Why did you have to go and fuck that security guard, bitch? I loved you. Ah! Survey says, bitch, you a hoe. Ah, Marjorie. Hey, does that not look like how it's Marjorie? This is the story of how Steve Harvey found out his wife was cheating on him. No, not the fucking security guard, bitch. Ah, Marjorie. What am I gonna tell the kids? You just like your whole ass daughter, bitch. Ah. Nigga just got here from taping Family Feud. He had to find out the bad news as soon as he walked in the door. Ah, bitch, I knew it. Ah, I should have fucked that Puerto Rican hoe while we was on vacation, bitch, Marjorie. Wow. Oh my Lord. Hold on, is there more? hey, then he turned on the music in his crib. He said, fuck it, I'ma dance this shit out. He said, Marjorie. He didn't know how to handle his emotions. This motherfucker was in there doing doing that shit that motherfucker did. And boom, 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 man, we say, well. He said, bump that bass. Look at him. Look at this stance. Oh my dear God. Oh man, this sucks. I wonder I wonder whoever made these, who decided what they was gonna type when he did this ugly shit. You wanna see something even worse? Look at this. It's Halloween, it's spooky hours. Look at, they got this man running from monsters. Look, he's like, huh? Oh, what the hell? That's Steve. What the hell? Oh my God. Oh hell no. I ain't finna get caught on here. How the fuck I get in the woods? Oh hell no. Yo, what the hell is going on? Yo. They are tripping with this shit. What is this? Why are they doing this shit, man? Is there more? What the fuck? Hold on, man. Nah. We gonna type in Steve Harvey. We typing this shit in. Oh my God. Hey, yo, look at my man running for his life. Oh, hell no. Shit. Get this motherfucker away from me. Oh, I don't want to be in Illuminati no more. What is this? Ah! Nigga was just going for a jog in a nice little sweater in his church socks. Motherfucker ran out his church shoes. He's scared as hell. Oh! He's like, I'm sorry, man. This is just too funny, man. This is way too fucking funny. Hold on. There's got to be more. Oh my. No, they didn't. No, they did not. No, they didn't turn my man Steve Harvey into a hard rock legend. Yo, they gave my man tats and everything. And he was on the mic. He said, "I'm the king of comedy. I'm the king of comedy. Here, I'm the king of comedy." Ah. Nigga was yelling and growling in the microphone. My wife, Marjorie, she fucked security guard. I came real hard. She said, "Oh my God, I'm the king of comedy. I'm the king of comedy." Yo. Holy shit. My face is sweating. Oh, no, they didn't turn this nigga Steve to the drink god. He said, I'll be on it all day, man. I'll be on it all day. Straight up. Pip, if you want me, you can find me in the A. I'm on that A. I'm on that A. I'm on that A. I'm on... They made him the Drake King. Hey, this nigga Steve Harvey said, "Survey says we screwed up." Yeah, baby. Yeah. Hold up, man. We got to find some more. Oh, Lord. No. Oh, my God. Good night. Good night. I'm turning it off. I'm done. Yo, I'm done. I'm turning it off. I'm about to cry. Stop. Don't do this to me. Ah, help. Oh, okay, I'm done. I'm done. All right, yo, we out of here. I'm dipping, man. I gotta get the fuck out of here, man. I don't know what's going on anymore. This shit done turned left. Fuck, I'm done, man. Hey, hit the like button, all right? You know what to do. You already know what to do. I ain't gotta say it. Oh, fuck. I need a towel. Oh. What the hell? All right. Okay. This is ridiculous. Hey, yeah, man, put a GMS in the comments, bro. You know what to do. Oh, shit. No, oh, my God. No. Oh, shit. I'm seeing more, and it just gets worse and worse, man. All right, y'all. I'm finna get out of here. Y'all have a beautiful, blessed Monday. I hope y'all have a great rest of the week. I'm gonna see y'all Wednesday, and I'm gonna see y'all Friday. Stay blessed. Stay positive. Keep that green mind state. I'm going to see y'all later, man. GMS fam, the green room. We out.